afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting, amazing Propagandacast from your host Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda, your only sanctioned source of communist entertainment. Off here to 1 vs 1 on Faymonville Approach in the north, it is CoCoCo. Fighting here for America, freedom, democracy. The 1st Armored Division versus in the southeast, it is Zodiak, fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Taking on the role here of the 2nd Panzer Division with Jaeger Infantry, Blitzkrieg and Mechanized Assault. Triple Infantry Bulletins versus CoCoCo. With Recon support and Triple Infantry Bulletins as well there. A rifle start there for Co. With Grenadiers 74-2 for Zodiak. Standard start there from the Wehrmacht. So far at least standard from CoCoCo. But he might aim up here for our Pathfinders, which has been a sort of more common strategy at some point. But now there's less sort of heavy INR Pathfinder strategies. But they can still happen. And we do have a potential here, but that's actually happening here with CoCo. Grenadiers following up there for Zodiac, hitting the field for the fatherland. Of course, as always, remember to like, subscribe, and share. And of course, remember to press the bell button as well, so YouTube's more likely to pop in there. Certainly helped me out a bunch there, so thank you ahead of time. Rather than heading move straight for the fuel point there, MD4 coming up, Pioneers coming in there as well. Vision saying Norfolk's there. And first engagement, as we can see there, Zodiac could have gone for the North Heart, but he's actually focused on the southern fuel point. And there, going before 2 working together with the Pioneers in tandem, forms up a nice sort of tactical formation, since the Pioneers can spot for the MD42, allowing it to use its range more effectively. So nice play there by Zodiac. Up north, Grenadiers squad, they're heading sort of off on its own there, just in case. Pioneers laying down sandbags, Pathfinders moving in, the MD4 taking subfoots, leaving the Pioneers a bit to hang about on their own. 2nd Grenadiers squad on the way there for Zodiac and the 2nd Panzer Division. Seizing the northern fuel point, and we got more Pathfinders out there for CoCoCo. Having a hard time getting the right number of co's in that one correct, I'm afraid. 2nd Pathfinder squad there moving out. We'll have to see who goes for the 3rd one. That might be a fast lieutenant or more rifleman. So a few possibilities there for CoCoCo. Grenadiers versus the Pathfinders. Bit of skirmishing there. Northern fuel point seats as well. So right now Zodiac's got sort of a nice opening hand there. Well, opening sort of gambit there with both fuel points in control compared to CoCoCo. I'm just going to stick to 1st Armored Division to something else. That's starting to get really confusing for me. 3rd Grenadiers squad there for the Germans. Rifle charging at the Grenadiers. Some more Pioneers when supporting up close. They can actually help deal with the rifleman for the Grenadiers. But, oh, they got the MD4 joining in as well there. Good uses there of the MD42 by Zodiac, by the way. Some players will just stick the MD42 and forget about it. But good MD42 usage is actually much more dependent on using them actively. Grierson's flanking in. They're going for the Cough line there. Oh, actually going to try and flank the MD42. Pathfinders can't immediately join in. On the end, they could wipe the Pioneers, which would hurt Zodiac here in the early game. There we go, machine gun being assaulted there. Goes into the machine guns being forced repositioned. Got a 3rd Pathfinder squad out there for the American player, CoCoCo. Trying to catch it off guard here. No munitions though for the artillery barrage, so they're going to have to fall back. Wasn't able to quite catch the machine gun in a sufficiently awkward position and might have to retreat the Pathfinders here as the MD42 unleashes held there with 1200 rounds per minute. Grenadiers heading southwards, they need to grab one of those fuel points as well there. He might have over-focused here on Zodiac in the centre, and again Zodiac's machine gun handling has made it much harder for CoCoCo to just do what he wants. Up here, Rifleman sitting out there, no sign of a take-up yet here for the American player for the 1st Armored Division. Pathfinders trying their best here, Reasons down to just 1 man, so a bit risky there for America and CoCo. No take-up yet there for Zodiac. We might be planning another MD42, another Grenadier squad, sniper, or maybe a mortar. There's certainly a few options here. Pathfinder's getting the MD42 though, heavy cover, and that could actually be a win here for the Pathfinder. In fact, it should be a win since they're going to do a lot of damage. And as soon as they sort of get one of the machine gunners quickly down, they can sort of quickly finish off there with their marksman rifles. So the machine gunners, you can see they're suddenly leading out very, very fast, and the numbers are dropping, and then suddenly drop much faster. In this case, the squad wasn't quite covered in there, so. And that's the thing to keep in mind about suppression. If one unit can get suppressed, other units, even in like heavy cover, normally would not be easily suppressed, also become suppressed. There's a certain area element there to suppression, so. It's very important that when around heavy machine gun things can suppress that, you know, each keep a unit sort of properly covered in, because otherwise they will get all of them suppressed. It's also a tip if you're using the one that's like, you know, machine gun is firing at the guy that's, or the unit that's heavily in cover, there's a unit right behind it that's like not properly covered, connected, suppressed. Aim for that one instead, it'll suppress again the other unit as well. We got the ambulance all the way hit for CoCoCo. Grenadiers up now, the Pathfinders right, and some of those troops are certainly non healthy for America, freedom, democracy. Still no sign of tech there though for CoCo. You would have figured that by now. Pathfinders there gaining range 1. We've got 2 kills, got 3 kills on that one. Grenadiers moving up to put pressure there on CoCo's infantry. More infantry applying pressure there. CoCo's Pathfinders there falling back. And there you go, ambulance up part healing for his troops. He's charging out the Pathfinders, taking some casualty. There we go, more Pathfinders arriving. That's triple Pathfinders here. The one squad's being routed. Other squad falling back here for the healing by the ambulance, so they can sort of keep fighting. And we still don't have any tech. I'm a bit surprised at that. We got skirmishing in the south, pioneers routed by the echelons. Troops are healing and enforcing. Should get those Pathfinders back in fully functioning form there soon enough. 6 kills in the other one. But so far, their Zodiac is leading in map control here quite efficiently versus CoCo. These are the riflemen there. Pathfinder's going to back up here. But look like they're going to switch away to... Instead of trying to fight a unit in heavy cover, going to try and push for units that aren't in heavy cover, and that way overwhelm them, which I think is a much better approach there by CoCo. Though, of course, taking up should also be very much, I think, on the priority list here for him. Rifleman Pathfinder's going for the Grenadiers, causing some harm there and some grievous threatening. Seizing the point there, very good. Grenadier squad holding up there. And sandbags on the south as well. We got Jaeger Infantry up for Zodiac and Deutschland. Grenadiers they are risking here quickly being bled out if they're not careful. Again, that's a lot of Pathfinders, and there goes squad down to just 2 men. Full unit routed. Going for that carp one again, but really CoCo is going to eat some fuel, and of course he's going for the company command post, likely because he's realising he's not going to be able to push fast enough. He's going to have to bring up anti-tankers in case Zodiac hits him with tanks or, a sufficient large amount of light vehicles, which is definitely the right approach. Breaking off from here from the car point, due to the machine set up there by Zodiac, nicely done there, pushing southwards instead, catching the pioneers here by the fuel point, should be able to seize it. Almost done with the captain, Pathfinder's back for healing, and we got the northern fuel pump seized as well there. CoCo's got a bit more movement here going now, a bit more momentum. Less distraction there from Zodiac and Deutschland. Note 4 Grenadier squads then, one been equipped with the G-34 or Gewehr 43. Back here, medic banker up for Zodiac. Grenadiersmen got rifling up now as well. Troops reinforcing, and there you go, captain out. Can go for a fast anti-tank gun, in fact very fast for the captain supervising it. Or could of course try and go for pack houses for some artillery support versus Zodiac. That could also be rather effective, we'll have to see there. Grenadiers are being slowly bled out here again, not really the sort of best engagement they can sort of fight out here. To one of the Pathfinder squads, eventually two, only increasing its overall, lethality there. Dealing more damage, and of course making that marksman sort of work a bit more efficiently. Grenadiers are down to 2 men, but they're all less than half health, so again it's likely to be dropping another one there, so it's going to have to retreat. Of course he's likely trying to buy time for other troops to arrive, but the problem is he can only buy so much time against Pathfinders. And artillery called into the Pathfinders, could have a move there, and in fact note he timed it in the way so that the machine has some time set up and can't get it out of there. Crashing the machine gun there. Nice ambush there by CoCo. Thumbs up there, completely blowing out Zodiac's machine gun and leaving him much more vulnerable now to CoCo and his infantry. In fact, he's going for the half-tag as well. They're going to lose fortune the Pathfinders, taking heavy damage. Their casualties are piling up and things are escalating here rapidly. We got the Jaeger command squad out there as a 5th infantry unit with a bit more punch and durability versus CoCo and the 1st Armoured Division. So he's certainly showing some teeth here versus Zodiac and the German army. Up north here, a bit of skirmishing as well there. Need to defend that southern fuel point, can't allow Zodiac to catch up too much more. In fact, Zodiac could consider soon taking out. Just rush ahead there for medium armor for the Panzers. Northern point here being seized by a few of Zodiac's Grenadiers, very good. Jaeger command squad is charging at the captain up close with the Thompson. The captain is actually quite nasty even versus G for the fielding Grenadiers, and causes to got the Pathfinders, threatening to wipe out any troops over there. Goes still sufficiently close to the infantry, coming back to be reinforced there, so guess it panned out there for Zodiac. And this we got, he could have tried and call the artillery barrage, but likely would have been dodged. He's better off using the munitions elsewhere, but it isn't a consideration. Half-tag out there for CoCo, and of course it's worth noting that currently Zodiac possesses absolutely no anti-tank weapons. None whatsoever. Half-tag there moving out here, troops in reinforcing. Going for that fuel point again, good play there by CoCo. Close stage over there on the INR Pathfinders. Grenadiers moving in there from both sides. No ambush camouflage on the Grenadiers. That's something Zodiac could consider. And there you go. Half-tag moving up. And immediately the truck the Grenadiers are covering behind, quickly vanishes under 50 carbon first when the anti-aircraft gun fire. And we'll have to see how he deals with it. He's likely going to have to go for the Pack 40 to start, but he could consider like a lot of 222s. That would be quite expensive in terms of manpower and fuel. I suppose you just try and rest your armor, though I don't think that'd be super commendable. And there we go. Going to be Pack 40 on the way there for Zodiac and for the 2nd Panzer Division. Yeah, command squad flying back. They've got the half-tank going in there, backing up the captain with a BAR, the Browning automatic rifle. Closing better to them, the Grenadiers. Very slowly there. And anti-tank as well there for CoCoCo. I'll be starting to worry about Zodiac's vehicular and armoured sort of responses here to CoCoCo. The both players holding up the anti-tank guns. CoCo's certainly a bit behind in terms of getting out any armour. He could try and rush out a Greyhound to support his half-tank, though he may also just try and push for a major and see some fast Shermans. Well, relatively fast at this point, I think. But he's got back the southern fuel point, northern fuel point also being seized by this Pathfinder, and he's using the northern munitions point as well there. Certainly the half-tank is getting a lot more momentum, but again, also just getting rid of that machine gun was huge. He just removed Zodiac's one of his hard points, his anger points, versus CoCo's and Infantry. And also just made the half resistance attack more efficient. And again, an MG42 backing up your attacking grenadiers is also quite handy in a lot of cases. So that sort of ambush setup there with the Pathfinders and the artillery strike was quite brilliant or clever there. I don't think it was quite brilliant, but it's damn clever. Brilliant, I think I'd like to reserve things as like, you know, whoa, I didn't even see that one coming, but you know, good stuff there. Gonna bring up here, Pack 40 up there, shooting and missing the half tank by a small margin there. Close one for CoCo. Bit of bad luck there for Zodiac and Germany. Ground the northern point here. Nothing further happening there for CoCo. Could go for the ground again. Oh, lost the rear echelons. Minor loss here for America. Could try and call in artillery strike there. I don't think it's going to work out. Half to take a hit. Then you can not get pelted with Pantherfast. And there you go. One Pantherfast almost got the half check. Couldn't trying to escape here. Pack 40 moving up the engaged by the Pathfinders. The Pathfinders have been cleared out here by all the G43 wheeling grenadiers. There you go. Artillery called in here by around the grenadiers. In fact, he's trying to hit it on the tree path there. An interesting move there by CoCo, but in this case, I feel like it's going to end up being a waste of. No, it was a decoy barrage, which you find also has access to. That's actually really clever there by CoCo. Keep decoy barrage. You would seem you could guess Zodiac, I guess, was just sort of panic and retreat there. Clever. You rarely see decoy barrages though, so it's actually kind of funny we note them there. And it's worth noting that CoCo is, I think, a roughly top 40 American player, by the way. He's certainly no slouch. Gunners have routed, and we got the airdrop combat group. Paratroopers there would be handy with, well, Thompson or light machine guns there. They can't get Thompsons. Half to being fixed up. And of course, there's the Pack Couch, which is going to be a real problem there for Zodiac with its artillery fire. Got a bang forth here, clearing out the beacons. No upgrade yet here for CoCo's paratrooper support squad. There you go, troops moving out, paratroopers still not being upgraded, he has the munitions though for it, so not entirely sure why. And there you go, Pack House unleashing hell. And for Zodiac, we do get take up, so Palmer Core can be built soon, again sort of push for stuff. And there you go, Browning light machines on the way there for CoCo's paratroopers. Under the ESDA command squad, here was the paratrooper command. Paratrooper squad there, Pathfinder's banking up the 12 kills, veteran 3, very good. Southern field being seized alongside the southern victory point. Good nearing there, there you go, half going ahead here for CoCo. And for democracy, up north, going to be setting the field point there, very good. You can soon begin taking up there for some armour. As for Zodiac, he is not far off from there. Again, he just needs to get the building done, and I do believe, yeah, we got the Supremo Core there being built by Zodiac and by the second Panzer Division. Paratrooping ahead there, though taking a lot of damage here from all the Grenadiers with their G43s. The lack of cover certainly did not benefit the paratroopers and their chances of not getting horribly murdered. There you go, the Pack House lands an absolutely astounding hit. They're almost taking out the entire Grenadier squad. Damn lucky there for Zodiac, it did, and though you could say it's damn lucky for CoCo, it almost, they just took them out anyways. Remember this here versus Rifle up close. And this is the winning with the G43s. There you go, Gunners moving straight to the Pathfinders here. Kind of cat moving up. There we got the Pack House, of course, also finally bombarding here. Oof, almost got a hit on the Pack group, but they did survive. Gunners falling back. Supremo Corps is done. East will go for the Panther 4 here, the Panzerkampfwagen 4. In the South, Pathfinder's right here in the face of another Grenadiers. We actually got ambush camouflage up there for Zodiac's Grenadiers. Very good there, 2 thumbs up. Basically, any Grenadiers squad, as long as they have any sort of weapon upgrade or even picked up weapons, is generally benefits a lot from the ambush camouflage. It's basically unupgraded Grenadiers that don't benefit a lot because they lack the rate of fire, but with G43s, they do get a sufficient rate of fire that it really becomes beneficial. Of course, light machine gun crews are really good with ambush camouflage. So some quick details there. It's not something a lot of players do, but it can be really effective in sort of a good ambush, since again the ambush camouflage, the first strike bonus is really good. Got the northern victory point as well there. CoCoCo is still not taking up. You definitely should consider that soon. Half track rolling southwards. Grenadiers moving in. Grenadiers down to 5 from the half track. Immediately losing Paul Ludwig as he gets shredded there by the half track. Stepping with a gun. Pathfinder's joining in. So they can go for the Panther 4 now. You could also go for Stoops and Osman up north. Here Grenadiers. Jaeger Command Squad. In fact, there's Rifleman and the Pathfinders there. They're up close. The Jaeger Command Squad is beating the Riflemen silly. With all the G43 and the experience. And then the Pathfinders are applying enough fast spot for the Jaeger Command Squad. Not taking an easy time. In the south, Grenadiers Squad then troubles over the half tracks. He's in the southern victory point. Pushing through here at the centre. Pack, they're caught in a really bad spot. The Grenadiers going for the parachute. They're good move. Grenade all expended, so you can't deal with them. Bit of a bad call there, I think, by CoCoCo. Should have tried to be in with the Grenadiers first. And now close again versus Ace Grenadiers with G43. The paratroopers are being absolutely brutalised. It looks like CoCoCo's lost sight of it. Oh, a full wipe on the paratroopers. Huge blow there to CoCoCo. A nice tactical win there for Zodiac, but he loses the Grenadiers in the process. But even then, Grenadiers for paratroopers that are upgraded, that's still pretty good for Zodiac. That is still pretty good. He doesn't honestly get much better than that. Pathfinder's going from the northern victory point back here. Troops reinforcing. Panther 4 halfway done. CoCoCo is finally taking up himself. We can see that the Zodiac is losing ground, even in the face of getting rid of that paratrooper squad, which I think could have been right there by CoCoCo had he paid a bit better attention there. Better ways to have a good elite infantry unit, truth be told. And this goes Pathfinders and the captain there. Panther 4 out there. The Panzerkampfwagen 4. That's going to give Zodiac and the 2nd Panzer Division a bit more support here and a bit more punch versus CoCoCo and the 1st Armored Division. Take up almost done and can use the captain to rush out a Sherman tank. Pack out to find the Infantry company. Note here that Zodiac is not attacking straight on, he's sort of trying to swing through the south there, trying to overwhelm any units that might be exposed and sort of just try and get behind CoCoCo's front. So 2 thumbs up there for Zodiac, I would say, for a pretty solid flank assault. That's definitely how you want to do it with the Wehrmacht. You want to like flanking out, maneuver and hitting a lot of firepower fast and sort of before they can sort of start to focus you down. Bouncing shot there from the anti-tank and very good effect with race into the base, take out the ambulance maybe, but no decides to pull back even then though. The assault is poking out quite well. Cluster bombs to slow up the Panther 4 in front of the anti-tank, didn't quite pan out. Captain there being hosed down by the Grenadiers and the command squad, could also clear up the pack carter maybe. Panther 4 rolling back, got Pathfinder flanking the pack 4, the Panther 4 can deal with that. A lot of action here. Artillery fire raining down the anti-tank and clearing out the crew there. Really good flank assault there by Zodiac, really good. Almost got the captain as well. Pathfinder's there in a bit of trouble. Panther 4 they're dealing with the Pathfinder's planning to grab that pack 40. In the end, though, didn't quite have enough success, it seemed, but even now, I'd say it still was reasonably well executed here by Zodiac. Let's get up the Panther 4, hit up deal with the infantry. Oh, he's going to lose the command squad. Bit of a blow there to Zodiac and Deutschland, but there you go. Infantry falling back here. Can quick pull in on the command squad, though. Panther 4 with 6 kills, veterans to 1. Panzer Grenadier could all have been opting here for Zodiac. And there you go, another squad routed. Anti-tank there yet to be crew. Looks like the camp's going to be on that one fast. So while he did do some damage, he just didn't quite get it all to fully stick together, I guess. And CoCoCo's response also, I think, reasonably solid. Then just dealing, but even then, I think it was an overall good assault. I mean, the sort of core of it was pretty good. Infantry coordination from the front, I think, could have been better. And a mortar would also have been very helpful there for Zodiac. But I mean, overall, I'd say that was pretty well done. Heading northwards there with the Grenadiers. Note also lots of beacons here from CoCoCo, allowing to get a better idea there what Zodiac might be up to, in fact, sort of uncover some of those flanks assaults. Sherman out there though for CoCoCo. The M4A3. Another Panzer 4 there for Zodiac and for Deutschland. Pack 4 going for the sun, need to be careful around that pack howitzer. That could always give Zodiac a very uncomfortable time. Sherman rolling southwards there. Captain Pathfinder's all moving in as well. Grenadiers ready to ambush. Of course, with the Sherman moving in, they might just skedaddle and get the devil out of there before they get turned into sauerkraut. Norfolk, and this was the Major. And there you go, the Major quickly falls back. He realizes he is not equipped for a major engagement with, well, anything. Panther 4 setting out. Second Panther 4 almost done here for Zodiac and for Deutschland. Shots flying. Panther 4 takes direct hit from the Sherman. Quickly backs off. Needs to pull off another flanking assault. In this case, I think a flank assault from the north could be effective. Could actually catch the pack house in a bit of a bad spot and maybe allow him to destroy it. More infantry would still be a good idea for Zodiac. Yeah, commands will likely. I'm going to see there. I imagine Price is just getting a second Panther fire. There we go, directly on the Sherman. Already half health. Going to use good Panther fires as well, but there you go. Spotted, ambush, bonus lost. They just need to retreat, cluster bombs up as well there. Oh dear, Zodiac wasn't paying attention. Then lost the Grenadier squad. Quite a blow there. Bit of a mistake there by Zodiac, to be honest. Bit of a mistake. And a costly one at this point. Yeah, command squad in there. Pack out almost taken out there. But got a lot of infantry moving in. Panther 4 landing some great hits, but it's going to need the other Panther 4, I think, to really sort of stop the advance of CoCo's infantry. Second Panther 4 setting up, coming easy as well there. Pack quickly seized there by CoCo, though it's going to be a bit risky, to be honest. There you go, losing members. Panther 4 from the other side. M1 anti-tank moving up for CoCo and the first armoured. Pack there being stolen under Zodiac's nose. Can he deny it to CoCo and to democracy? Almost got it there, almost got it. And there you go, anti-tank and crew exterminated. Panther moving up, yeah, command squad joining in as well there. There you go, Ralph grenade off, clearing out the anti-tank and crew. Pathfinders also on the retreat here in the face of Zodiac's Panzerwaffe. Turning the tables here in CoCo quite nicely with some good armor maneuvers. Scott firing up there. Probably a bit of a mistake there by CoCo to go for the Scott. Now he should be anticipating more tanks and going for a Jackson with just more Germans. Infantry getting glassy, and there you go, direct hit on the ambulance as well there. Good armor thrust by Zodiac. Artillery called in, I think, to sort of try and sort of prevent the assault from going any further, to buy more time. There you go, pack out of crew being cut down by the Jaeger command squad. Anti-tank in there could be seized as well, turn against CoCo. Fresh counter-attack by infantry, Sherman's going to get repairs. 300 points left here, 299. In fact, for Zodiac, more Jaeger command squad out. As loses another one. Sherman again for the Panther 4. Panther 4 could go down, need to get that one there fast. Got both anti-tank and crew, but the question is, can Zodiac get them out? And there you go, Panther 4, a total write-off here. As CoCo comes swinging hard here against Zodiac and the second Panzer Division. Rapidly falling back and getting away here to CoCo and his impetuous assault. So that was quite uncomfortable there for Zodiac. He'd made some good ground, but then CoCo came in with a backhand slap there and left the Zodiac a bit uncomfortable. He's got turned to tank gun, so we can sort of bait the tanks into that. He could have a sort of chance to turn this around, or just pull off a really good assault. Seizing the northern points here. Okay, I'm good to go. Troops reinforcing here for Zodiac. Seizing the centre victory point. Sherman Scott opening up in the Grenadiers. Ludwig there got blasted. California repairs that are also very close to 52 and adding the Schutzen. Scott with one kill so far. But that can of course rapidly change. Rapidly. The command squad, there is the Pathfinder squad, Panther 4 moving in. More armor would be a good idea for Zodiac, maybe a Stu to help deal with some of these oncoming tides of tanks. Right now CoCo is really pushing back Zodiac. Zodiac is trying to increase more and more with map control. Whatever initial successes you had certainly seems to be fading away. Like a snowball before the sun in the middle of Death Valley. Seizing the Southern Nation there with the command squad. Oh, that's actually a Grenadier squad then, not Jaeger. Sometimes you just look at the weapon rather than the icon and make some bad calls, I guess. Jackson on the way there for CoCo. M36. Based on the chassis of the Sherman as a little fun fact. And we got an Osman here for Zodiac to help deal with infantry. Obviously going to be vulnerable versus the Jackson and the Sherman and the 200 tanks and the Panther 4. I mean, in theory, he could sort of put some pressure on CoCo, but it's going to require some really good handling of the Osman there by Zodiac. Really good handling. He's down on 237 here versus the 371 of CoCo. Jaeger commands coming up there, going to tank down great here on the Sherman side armour. Jaeger commands got the stop beneath a hailstorm of fire and artillery fire here from CoCoCo. Osman almost down there, going 36 action tank destroyer ready for CoCoCo and the 1st Armoured Division. Equipped with a 90mm gun, same as on the Pershing heavy tank. The open top turret design aim made the tank overall or tank destroyer overall lighter, saved on resources obviously, but also just gave the crew better sort of overall viewability. Of course, it wasn't really made for any kind of close quarters combat. It was also very vulnerable to airburst shells and likes. In fact, there were cases where American tank destroyer crews like the Jackson here would fall back if they suspected there's the possibility of Germany hitting them with airburst shells that for some hand doing some of the fighting in the Hürtgen forest. Osman going on the raid into his opponent's base. A bold move there by Zodiak. I like that. Some clever maneuvering here, catching CoCoCo off guard, and of course forcing him to consider this possibility as well. Fresh ambulance out there. Would have been funny for Zodiac, that is, if the ambulance had arrived here just as the Osman arrived. He took it out, meaning he didn't even get to use the ambulance at all before Zodiac put that one to rest. Bit of quiet here. I imagine Zodiac's trying to figure out what to do next. He might also be trying to hope that CoCoCo launches an ill-advised assault in which they can sort of punish. We'll have to see that. CoCoCo's coming to a southern push here. He's leaving him center north more exposed, and of course that's something that Zodiac could exploit if he realizes this. But of course the question is, does he realize it? And of course will CoCoCo leave it exposed for that long? There's a lot of questions here. Obviously we got the Osman moving in there. Major being caught by the flak panzer again. Got air support ready as well with the Stuka close air support. Going straight here for the Major again, and there you go. Packhouse crew exterminated by the flak panzer. 5 kills on the Ostwind. Going for the centre here, we've got Sherman up. Scott providing supporting fire alongside the infantry. Pathfinder's being hammered by the Ostwind. Could try and go into the base here to kill some of the troops that's sort of waiting them out. There we go, that's successful. We've got the Sherman up, the half health, but still should be able to more than able to stop the flak panzer. Infantry holding up. We've even got the Jackson joining him. This is the flak panzer looking to get a quick kill, but there you go. Zodiac responds here with the might of the Luftwaffe. We've got cluster bombs down in the turn though. Anti-tank gets moved straight to line of fire. The cluster bombs and the intercept will get caught here. Sherman down, but one anti-tank crew has been exterminated. Jaeger command squad perished as well. We got fresh one on the way there for Zodiac. He's losing a lot of Jaeger command squads. Pack there being caught. We got the Jackson charging forward, but it's not be able to hurt the Pack 40 infantry on the head will. Dread hit on the Panther 4 by the M36 Jackson tank destroyer. Pack 40 crew almost dead. There we go. Pack crew taught. Panther 4 charging in then from the Jackson. Need to pull back. Another anti-tanking up here. And we could see Zodiac's Panther 4 go down. Air support though clears out the Jackson. Looks like you've forgotten about it all in the heat of the fighting. Damn close there. Damn close. And with this, Zodiac has managed to restore some semblance of parity there in terms of population size between the two forces. Still, that was a brutal assault there. There's some heavy casualties on both sides. Fixing up the flak panzer there, its main gun is out. Anti-tank is setting out there for CoCoCo. Scott moving in there for CoCoCo, going straight for the A command squad with its 75mm cannon. Or howitzer, basically the same gun as on the pack house actually. Somebody's moving ahead here, we got 14 kills. Going straight for the anti-tank guns in the pack house, a good move there. What will Zodiac go for next? Another Panther 4 Stug, another Ostwind. Anti-tank and crew once more wiped out here by Zodiac's Plucky Grenadiers. There we go, the Major suffers a major upset as he dies. We'll have to see what CoCoCo goes for next. Maybe Jackson, another Sherman. I mean, he definitely needs something to hold up against any of Zodiac's armor. Panther 4, they need repairs. We do get another Panther 4 there for Zodiac and for Deutschland. We got 166 versus 349 there left. Flak Panzer moving out on a solitary mission here. Feeling confident that CoCoCo cannot respond to it, I guess. Also strong beacons there. Go, the Ostwind beacon Recon there got directed here from the Scott. Troops reinforcing. Panther 4 halfway fixed up here for Zodiac. quiet again. Bit of contemplation from both sides. They're trying to figure out the next move. Panther almost down there for Zodiac. Putting him at 2 Pantherforce on the flak. Panther versus CoCo, who is, well, not really heavy on tanks at the moment. He's bringing out another M36 Jackson tank destroyer. Plenty of munitions. He could actually consider if he had the rear slons to lay down some mines, but I guess that's not on the table at the moment. Looks like we're going to see another big push for the south here by CoCo. Trying to set up a sort of reasonable defense. Zodiac seems to be northwards. Might be planning another sort of flank assault here versus CoCo. 153 versus 349. Jackson halfway done. Definitely looks like we're going to have some sort of flank assault here. Deep flank here with Jaeger command squad and the Panther Force setting up here. Goes to the Zodiac. Obviously a bit risky, but at the same time, no risk, no rewards. Panther Force setting up there, 15 kills, and there it goes. Going to set it in there. A rather aggressive, somewhat risky pincer maneuver, since again he doesn't have a lot of forces left to execute it with, but even then he's going to go for it. Nice to see that. He's basically avoiding the main force of CoCo, going straight for the vulnerable support weapons. We'll take out another ambulance here. That's exactly what he's going to do. At the same time, there's also another side detail of this course, which is the Jackson is now isolated against 2 Panther Force. It's actually pretty huge, because that means there's one armor piece going to stop the Panther Force. Is now up against 2 Panther Force on its own with no needed support here from the rest of his forces. Almost got the Jackson tanks with a shot bounce from the Panther Force. Other Panther Force going for it, but going into tanks, everything going from the south here, but even then he's a bit of confusion and chaos here. Panther Force going to go for it. Almost got the Jackson Panther Force there. Main gun out, need to blitz. He's blitzing, got cluster bombs in it, trying to catch the Panther Force, but it isn't working out. And the Panther Force takes out the Jackson, leaving CoCo now without any armor except the Scotland's infantry. And with this, CoCo surrenders. His heart and mind destroyed here by Zodiac's aggressive flanking and maneuvering, certainly highlighting how I feel you definitely should be playing more as the Wehrmacht in the late game, you know, relying less on raw brute force and more just well applied surgical strikes against your opponents who are trying to keep them off guard and just hit them hard where it hurts. So really well played by Zodiac. Some unfortunate mishaps there in the mid-game, though of course CoCo certainly struck hard there, sort of slowly turned the game around in his favour though, and again some really good flanks by Zodiac, some really good flanks. 2 thumbs up to that. So there you go, hope you enjoyed this match, hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell a friend, tell a family. Of course, don't tell your enemies, and like we do, you can also donate or pledge on Patreon. Every dollar, you know, helps me to keep doing this, so if you like what I do, you can consider. This is Imperial Linking. Cheers, thank you for watching, you all leave one for audience, hope to see you all tomorrow again for a nice episode. Bye.